After my last video, 10 things you need to know about Valve's Steam Deck, I've been keeping my ear to the ground and have gathered more information you probably need to know about the Steam Deck. Let's get started. Number 10, Proton's active development. In my last video, I discussed the Proton Windows compatibility layer that essentially allows Windows games to run directly on SteamOS, which is based on Linux. I mentioned one of the biggest hurdles to be had was getting top-tier PC games protected by anti-cheat tools like BattlEye and Anti-Easy Cheat to run through Proton on Steam Deck. Games like Apex Legends, Rust, and Chivalry 2 are protected with the latter technology, Easy Anti-Cheat. Valve is apparently on board right now with companies like Facepunch Studios to get games running on the Steam Deck. In a recent tweet, Gary Newman of Gary's Mod said that Rust already runs good on Deck, and they are working closely with Valve to make sure this happens. It's one thing to say you're going to work on fixing something, but it is fantastic to see developers, especially game developers, talking publicly about anti-cheat protected games running on the Steam Deck. Number 9, Dock Boost confirmed to be absent. With more and more people getting their hands on the Deck, we're getting more information dribbling out about its capabilities. Since it is often compared to the Switch, it might have been assumed that when docked, the Deck might get a boost in performance. I said in the last video that it wasn't looking good for this feature, and as of now, it is confirmed by Valve's Greg Coomer that a Steam Deck docked or on the go have the same capabilities, and that was by design. You never know though, clever hardware modders might just surprise us with an overclock or other performance enhancer that might be able to take advantage of the docked situation. Number 8, the Steam Deck will act as a second monitor. We know in docked mode the Steam Deck will output to a monitor, but we know now that the Steam Deck itself will continue to be accessible for output. This can create a neat Wii U-like scenario for developers where the main game can take place on the TV while the user has access to the small screen to manage inventory, use an interactive map, or other clever ideas already explored by Nintendo. Number 7, the Steam Deck could come in multiple colors. While seemingly a console ideology, the availability for the Deck to come in multiple colors could help increase the appeal of the product. While I am of the electronics should be black camp, I know a lot of people love the ability to choose their own favorite colors. Valve only mentioned this as a future product plan, but a lot can happen between now and release day. Number 6, 8 hours of game streaming. When discussing the Steam Deck, Valve has often mentioned the battery life is lasting 2 to 8 hours. That seems pretty disparate, even if you play around with the performance governors to extend battery life. In recent interviews, Valve used the 8-hour moniker in relation to the concept of game streaming. Not necessarily streaming from a service like GeForce Now, but Steam game streaming from your PC across the network. Whether it's using a service like Shadow PC or punching holes in your own firewall to let you PC stream to the Deck remotely, this could be a neat solution to maximize your battery life and play games less optimized for the handheld. Number 5. Lutris, surviving the blizzard. Proton gets a lot of love regarding Linux gaming, but there's another player I only recently heard about, Lutris. This is a gaming client that runs on Linux that gives you access to Windows games from Blizzard, Uplay, and more. In my last video, I complained about not being able to play Overwatch and Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War on the Deck. This seems to be a possible solution, at least for Overwatch, but alas, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War doesn't seem to be on the list at this time. Still, with all these options available, it seems more and more likely that the Deck will truly get close to playing all of your PC games. Number 4, Valve and AMD working towards Windows excellence. It has been no secret that Valve won't stop you from installing whatever you want on Steam Deck, including Windows. But there's a big difference between allowing and fully supporting actions like this. I mentioned in the last video that even if it ran Windows, we would need optimized drivers for Windows, for video, audio, input devices, etc. Valve is going on record as not only ensuring proper support, but also forward-looking with Windows 11 support. Number 3, Steam Deck could be a future for standalone VR. Gabe himself mentioned that Oculus Quest theoretically could be plugged into Steam Deck, but if you're an owner of that aforementioned VR headset, you know that this handheld seems drastically underpowered to do the job. It is possible that Valve was talking about the AMD GPU alone being part of their future VR plans, and that the Steam Deck isn't part of the equation per se. But the very fact that Valve mentioned VR when discussing Steam Deck at all is a good sign, and their forthright discussion about a standalone VR headset is good news for those of us that detest Facebook and loathe their current dominance in the field. Number 2, dual boot means options. It seems perfectly in the realm of possibility that the Steam Deck OS will offer the ability to dual boot, meaning you could have Windows stored on the internal storage while putting SteamOS on a high-speed SD card. What many people may not consider is that there are great OS on a card solutions out there that might be usable, such as the Batocera retro gaming distro that has the distinct feature of being able to be copied to an SD card. Obviously, we're back to ensuring that some sort of drivers are available, but how exciting to have a full-blown gaming emulator cartridge to switch in and out anytime on your Valve Steam Deck. Number 1, couch co-op may make a comeback. Currently on Steam, if you filter on local multiplayer, there are over 2,000 games listed, including fighting games, puzzle games, co-op adventure games, and even party games. Having a portable PC to take on the go that easily plugs into a hotel or friend's television, along with standard communication protocols like Bluetooth, mean you can attach standard Bluetooth controllers as well as many flavors of compatible controllers, such as Windows-ready Xbox controllers. Since the deck itself is a controller, you only need your friend to BYOC his own, and you have thousands of games to play together. Even with all this compatibility, it wouldn't shock me to find out that third-party manufacturers are developing party-type controllers for quiz and trivia games, even as we speak. I hope you found this information useful. I am Shane R. Monroe, and I appreciate your viewership. Thanks for watching, and take care.